morning from the Sierra Foothills. Excuse my appearance. I kind of let myself go on the weekends. That's, part of the point of the whole thing is to not really care about too much how you look or anything like that. So mostly just trying to relax and get some stuff done at the same time. It's going to be a short weekend up here, unfortunately, in the Sierra Foothills. I came up yesterday, Friday, and I made some stops. This weekend, there's a few things going on that I wanted to come up here for, even though I was on the fence, because to come up for one day is not the ideal situation, but I wanted to replenish the bird feeders, which was a good thing. When I got here, you'll see the hummingbirds. They might have been exaggerating, but they looked like they were starving to death. So they certainly gave us a guilt trip. Also, we're waging an ongoing war with pocket gophers. So I wanted to take you along for that and talk about that a little bit more later. And there is an auction today, and the physical inspection of the lots was yesterday, so I wanted to attend that and see firsthand the condition of the equipment and tools that I might bid on. And also, there was an item I saw on Craigslist that I wanted to purchase possibly, and I did end up purchasing that. So you get to see that, and we have to unload it from the truck. And so yeah, that's what's going on today. And then I'll be leaving this afternoon, unfortunately, to go back to civilization. So there's lots to do. Let's get started.
My way, no time to waste. 'Cause you showed up and all eyes on you, shining like a diamond in a neon room. Smile my way, no time to waste. 'Cause you showed up and all eyes on you, shining like a diamond in a neon room. Every guy here wants to make a move, I better make a move. Somebody else will find out. Walk up and ask you name right now.
So first time at an auction of this type of heavy equipment machinery auction. Today's inspection day, one of two inspection days. You can inspect the day of the auction. You can bid online or you can bid live. Whichever one you do, you have to register for. All of the auction lots are either listed as non-operational or they run and they have their keys in them, and you can start them up and listen to them, and to some degree try to determine what kind of condition they're in. Now it might start up and it might not go down the road, but that's a separate issue. But you can hear how smoothly or roughly the vehicles run and the equipment runs. So it's pretty cool. Has keys in it. It's actually a golf cart. So it's an electric vehicle, but it's equipped with off-road tires, very high ground clearance. So this would be good on the property, except for the fact that I don't really want to buy something that doesn't run. The kicker is that if you're a mechanic or mechanically inclined, you can put a bid on something like this, take a little bit of a risk, get it running, and maybe walk away with a bargain. But that's a little bit of a roll of the dice.
The thing that I call living is just being satisfied. Knowing I got the one left to live.
How am I going to refill the feeder if you don't leave? You gotta go. You have to go. Look. You have to go. Please. You gotta go so that I can. All right. Okay. So the water is filled. We put suet out, and we have black oil, second black oil, and we have two Thistle or Niger, same thing, feeders. The other thing that we also keep is peanuts. The nuthatches like it, the woodpeckers like it. So we like to feed our birds during the winter time, just to help them out a little bit. There's a breeze coming up out of the west, pretty cool breeze. You know, it's more important to provide water because most animals can survive a pretty long time without food, but only a couple days without water. So we always put water out first and make sure we help them through the winter. I know a lot of people are against feeding wildlife in general. We like to help them out around here. Some people like shooting birds. We feed them. So. So it's a pretty nice Saturday morning. They're moving very quickly. They started at 8 o'clock. So yeah, I got my morning coffee here. Lot number 21, 12-ton hydraulic transmission jack. So I believe the lots that I'm interested in, highly unlikely I'll buy anything, but the lots that I am interested in and put on a watch list for myself start in the 90s. So we'll see how it goes. Now I've logged on and you see I have the ability to bid. We're on lot number 24. And it's a Stark 100 amp arc welder. I was not intending on bidding on this, although I do want a welder sometime. But I have not done my quote-unquote due diligence on this, so I really don't have a value for it. I can tell you it's definitely more than 70 bucks. But it sold for 60. So whoever got that, that's a good deal. One of the things about the auctions is if you're in the buy and sell business, you just want to buy something at a super value and then you're going to turn around and sell it. And so that's what some of these participants are doing. And but I'm not doing that. I'm only interested in things that I actually want to use. Very nice environment they've created here. Their little web page. You can see all the bidding right here, whether it's a floor bidder or whether it's a online bidder. You can see the current lot there, and you can see the upcoming lots, 39, 40, and 41, and then you can actually scroll down and see other upcoming lots. So, and you can see here where you bid by clicking on one of these guys here, and so on and so forth. Unused PVC traffic cones. So road contractors, people like that, mostly contractors at these things. And a lot of stuff that's being sold is by repossessed equipment and tools from contractors that went out of business. So the only thing I think they could probably do better is it'd be great if they supplied audio so you could hear the auctioneer. You do, oh, there it is right there. I beg your pardon. Let's do that. See what happens here.
79, guys, is the winner. You want any more? Anybody? Anybody else? Nobody wants them? Let's go back to work. 51 and 51A. I got 12 and a half. Going to be 15. And 15 that are 15, 15, 15, 15 that are 15, 15, 15, 15, 79. You're going to be 1750. Give 16 quickly, guys. You're going to be 15 bid. You're going to be 16. And 16 that are 16, 16, 16. You're going to be 16 that are 16, 16. You're going to be 16, 16, 16. You're going to be 16 that are 17. And 16 bid. You're going to be 17 that are 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. You're on the money. That's okay. 17, 17, all that. You're going to be 17. So $1,600 online takes the next one in line, I believe. Guys, I got, yep, 507.33. Guys, I got line number 51A available. 250 bid. You're going to be 607.
This is one I was very interested in. It's coming up for bid real soon here. Next, actually. It's non-operational. I don't know why.
Choice the first two if we can.
There were guys walking around out there who have their mechanics with them. It could be a serious problem. It could be nothing. And there it goes. And it went for $500 or $600. So don't know. You don't know if that was a good bid or what's wrong with it. It would have been nice because it was an electric vehicle, which I prefer. And it was all terrain, so I had high ground clearance. We looked at it yesterday, so you guys remember the golf cart. So anyway, went for $600.
Choice of two on the heavy duty wood chippers with the 3-point PTO driven. And put them on the money go. Perfect right behind them ag tractors. And I got 7, 8. It's gonna be normally gonna be 33. You pay for it 1 month. It's gonna be 33,000. 33,000. Now you're gonna be 33. You're gonna be 33,000. Are you sure, John? 33,000. Want me to sell it? 33,000. You want back in? Yes or no? Now 33, now 34. 34,000, you're gonna be 34, gonna be 34,000. 34,000, Glen Mills, gonna be 34, fair warning, gonna be 34,000. Last and final, 34,000. So 33,000, that did it. Buyer number 486, way to hang in there. Lot number 226.
Well, so much for a super bargain on that. It went just about for market value, but
put them on the money there, gentlemen. What do you think? Gonna be Graham, gonna be 5.
Here's the next one. It was it did not start, but it did not was not listed non-operational, so it will start.
8,000. I don't think so. It could be 8,000. 8,000. And that price is gonna be 8,000. So 77.50. Your buyer number. 50588 227 or now 227. I'll buy it. Hey there, driver.
Well, that one was arguable that I should have bid on, but I'm not really prepared to spend that sort of money on a brush chipper yet. It would get a lot of use here, and yeah, we have a lot of trees and a lot of chipping to do. And I could have sold it afterwards, arguably, but yeah, it wasn't, the timing wasn't right. You can just feel, it's really a gut feeling. So anyway, we're, like I said before, just keeping an eye on the market prices and familiarizing yourself with the auction procedures. It's a dark-eyed junco, pretty common bird around here. Enjoying the bird bath. I'm interested in lot 246, which is a there it is, mortar mixer. They go for 3,600 new. It's up. Here we go. So there's a bid for 700. Here we go.
Total motor mixer. I got 6, 7. You're gonna be 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 800. 800. That's a buy. Gonna be 800. Advance 800. Gotta go. Gotta be 800. So 700 buyer number 50964. Gentlemen 247.
So I thought I was locked and loaded. I was gonna bid on that, but it's too late. So it went for 700.
Are we done, guys? Brand spanking new pressure washer with the tank.
So
now $2,000. 2,000. You're gonna be 2,000. You're gonna be 2,000. 2,000.
So those go for 3,600 new, and it sold for 700. No telling how high it would have gone had I entered the bidding, but it's a moot point now. So live and learn. That's why, you participate in these things. So I thought I was locked and loaded because I had registered a credit card previously. But apparently, and I logged on this morning to the site. Yeah, apparently I was not in a position to bid. So live and learn. And it's probably just as well. So a thought on this auctioneer. He is a pro. He's been at it for an hour and a half. He's been talking fast. He's been thinking fast. He's keeping track of the spotters and the internet bidding, and he's keeping an eye on the bidders, and he's working very hard. He knows the value of the products. He's mentioning a lot of the features. He's got the spec sheets with him, of course, but he's really selling these machines, and he's really playing the crowd and trying to encourage bids. This guy is probably prepared all week long for this. He's probably very experienced, and he is a pro. You can actually go to auctioneer school. I thought it might be a fun thing to do in retirement, so I've looked into it because I really love auctions. I think they're cool, exciting things, and in a way, it's a remnant of a past culture, past civilization. It's very small percentage of Americans attend auctions anymore of any kind. So anyway, yeah, so I thought about going into it, but it's just too much work to do in retirement. But I definitely will be attending auctions in retirement. Anyway, it's as I said, this guy is really a pro. I mean, from the video, it might have seemed like the tractor was overkill, but this thing is actually much larger and heavier than it appears. It's about 200 pounds, so obviously I was not going to lift it by hand. So this is a Wilton vise. It's one of their bullet vices, and it was made in Schiller Park, Illinois, which dates it because the earlier Wiltons were made in Chicago. Schiller Park is, I guess, a first-string suburb of Chicago, and so at some point they moved their operations, and so the casting indicates that this is not the earliest of the Wilton vices. This is a C3 model. I should be able to determine the age of manufacture because there is on these vices, on most of the vices, that date of manufacture is inscribed down in this area here. So I'm going to try to find that. You're supposed to extend this out all the way, and I can either stick my head down there and look, or I might need a mirror, but we'll see. Seems to be in pretty good condition. I found it on Craigslist. Okay, so there we go. We've reached the end of the road. Here you get a better look at the casting. And Schiller Park, Illinois, Wilton. And as I had read online, the date of manufacture, or sometimes it was the date of warranty, is stamped on this part here. And in fact, I can discern some numbers here, but I'm going to have to clean it off to actually be able to read it. So that's the next step. This one here was also one that I was watching, and it went for 15 grand. And I had put a range between 12 and 24,000. So that was a good price for whoever bought it, and a really solid value. I actually sat in the truck, started it up. It ran well, smoothly. It was beautiful, just immaculate, really, for a 13-year-old truck. So whoever got that got a really good deal. And so ended the auction weekend. The auction was a lot of fun. It was fun going there to look at the lots in person, and it was fun the following morning bidding online. It was not as much fun trying to place a bid and realizing that I wasn't able to place a bid, but we'll chalk that up to a learning experience, and it was a fun experience. The weekend as a whole was far from a loss. In addition to the auction, I did purchase this Wilton bullet vise at a very good price. Wanted one for a long time, been on the lookout for a long time, and to find it makes me very happy. Of course, I will love and cherish it. Of course, I will use it, and when the time comes, I will make sure it lands in the hands of someone who appreciates it. just as much as I do. So I had a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and hopefully we'll see you soon here at Sierra Foot.